Look at this amazing hotel made by yours one truly. Now your business. Wait, that's my second channel. Subscribe to that. I swear I'm posting content. But this is made by me. Also with the addition of Sir Mr. Poet Plays. We're gonna go. But here, as you can see, we have fully decorated it, which I will show later, in person. So we've added everything that we need. Maybe a little bit more trinkets later on, in deciding future, but we'll have to find out. Who knows? But I've also added the walkway in regards to the back area to have everything more coherent and also be a little bit more realistic. It's a backstage area. What'd you expect? A bunch of paths. But also today, as you can see here, we will be using this boulder, I don't know why I say boulder like that, to transform that bigger boulder. And we will also do the inside. Now, I know I started my words just a second ago, but I know what we're going to do inside, and we're going to do it to where it's a weekly thing in regards to adding a creature inside the enclosure. So that's something to look forward to, just like in this episode of... Who are you? Who are you? State your purpose. Ooh, you look evil. Oh, I sing. Whoa. Oh, you receive. Oh, it's the meme. Put it on screen. Bars. My jazz is clean. Well, welcome back. I don't know what part I'm putting this into the thing. Oh, we are poor. Ripperonis, people. Ripperonis. We need to make money. Perfect. Ooh, I was supposed to be putting the what's it called on. Oh, ooh. Nothing but a jib. It doesn't really change a lot, but we're getting money. Alright. Let's go make this deal with this strange individual. But yes, welcome back. Obviously, I've probably shown B-roll. I actually never recorded it yet. You don't get discounts? You sack of potatoes! Copper lantern! And, it's, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. You ain't got nothing else. We'll take one rope. I don't know what that does. We'll take one bomb. It's got a bomb! And we'll take the rest. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Alright, well, welcome to the park, sir. I hope you enjoy. So yeah, not a lot has been pretty much done in regards to time frame of that episode, other than, you know, me fixing up this walkway and continuing this area, and, you know, actually just spicing this up, like I said, because that was the goal. And so the goal is to make this like that one. So I'm probably actually just going to do the outside real quick before we actually go into the interior. Mr. Snappy is still there. Evil looking. Look at him. Standing there. Other than that, nothing has really changed. I added a... Zooped in a little bit too far. Added this. I don't know how I'm going to integrate this to where it functions a little bit more. Don't know what I'm going to put here. Probably either an enclosure or another park staff area. This is what I initially wanted it to be, like a little like cut. And to be like, oh, you come over here too. Honey, I'm angry. I was gonna put a little staff area here, so it was like, oh, when you get done doing things, you come back. But apparently, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. So we have it connecting to here. This thing connects, obviously, all of this. I've decided to extend this part out because it kind of looked weird. Also, I didn't realize how big this. Well, correction. I didn't realize how small this was, so it didn't connect out to here. So we have to do some weird finagling. And I've done the pathway over here, had this little gate, so I feel like it blends in a little bit more. Have an outline, so this is like the enclosure. You're like, well, look, a posted suitcase, which I have a perfect name for, and we'll name him in this episode. Then we have this, which I should probably show in the B-roll. Look at all the decor. We go over here, we got dogs playing. Someone left the door open. Forgetting to put on shaders, I apologize. Well, look, it's the end of the world. So we have this room, which I'll put random items in here. There's a shelf item in this game for the supplemental mods, which is this. Whoa. So, but now we have everything entire. Also, everything's in shaders now. So we have goal and together elmgulm. So that's pretty cool. They work here now. They can't get out. They're stuck here forever. And I'm actually going to go through the process of making their suits like Sir Poet did. So I'm going to do it that way, but it's going to have it in because I'm doing this. But as you can see, everything else is still up to par. We go upstairs, painting, decor. Once I get more trinkets, I'll put some random jazz here. None of the rooms are still decorated, to be honest with you. It sounds like a lot of work, but we keep going upstairs. Everything's still connected. This all looks cool. This all looks cool. Upstairs, everything's still the same. This all looks cool. This all looks cool. This was the only room that has anything, and there's no water still. So we can go upstairs and go out here. But that's pretty much it. And before I decide to cut and decide, actually, we're definitely going to be working on that today. We need to name Osasukis. Now, I did comment on the video of last to name him, but no one wanted to. So we're gonna name him Poet. Mainly just because, in honor of Poet. And also it's Posasukis. So we now have Poet. He's next to the Poet Hotel, which that's what we're gonna call it now. The Poet Hotel. I need to figure out a way. I think I can make a sign and like just have it hanging right here and it'll say the Poet Hotel. That'd be really cool. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Nothing has changed so far over here. The goal today, also added this fountain. I don't think I mentioned that in the other episode. The goal today is one, to check up on all the dinosaurs. So these guys are still Gucci. Over here, see if anyone killed anybody. You'll hear them. So we have Karen and Scurry, Barney. They're all here. That's so good. And then we go all the way over here. No one's in this enclosure. Goliath is still in there because they can't really leave. These nerds still in there. Steve and Stevie and Rocket all still in here. Here's Rocket. He is the skull of his enemies. And we have Danny still alive. Daya. So we have, and last being Dob, as well as Mr. Dilophosaurus. He runs with a pride. These are like emotional support animals. Because we have one for the dodos. And we need to go check those guys out real quick. Also, I need to make sure that I unstocked the farm. So we have Philip, Dozy, and we don't have a name for you, but we have Dodo. Oh, and you're the dude, right? You are, dude. Let's give you a name too, because no one wants to name my dodos. We'll have him as Mr. Chicken. Ooh, I gave the wrong one the name. This is Mr. Chicken. This is Dorzy. Dozy. Forever you'll be Dodo. Sorry, kid. We must put you in the gulag. Look at this. Look at the chicken. He can fly. We'll put him in the pen one here. They have their support animal. Don't kill this guy. Alright, other than that, that's pretty much it. I needed to edit and also get the B-roll for this footage of the intro of things. So this guy will walk around our park. Other than that, it's pretty much it. So let's get into the meet and greets of this video. A little intermediate here. I figured out that the hyper experience only needs, I think, 200 millibuckets. So it turns out this whole time that I could have been hyper experiencing my items, which if you don't know what hyper experience does, it pretty much over enchants your things once you have blaze cakes and hyper experience. So what I ended up doing is pretty much putting unbreaking on everything. So I have breaking 5. Do I have unbreaking 5? Actually, I think I'm on breaking 4 because it only goes to 3. But I ended up just putting everything I could that I couldn't hyper experience onto my gear. I think I'm only missing one, and that's projectile projection 5, because for some reason you can't get projectile projection 4 in the crafting table, which makes no sense. Also, if we come this way, I also made, and we can fall all the way down. Boop. Made these, which is glow squid farms, which if I stand over here, we should see them anytime soon. Oh, there we go. Finally. As you can see, it popped up. I made a glow squid farm. So it's very ineffective. That's why I made 3. So I'm standing in this corner. And, yeah. AFK when I go to work. Alright. Oh, everything's loading in. So, obviously I went to work and I put everything in here. We can put this bag in here. I think everything is Gucci. Everything is situated. Oh wait, I think we need our food. Yoink. which actually we need to get more of. But I already know what's in there. Oh my goodness. When I'm telling you this worked more than I expected, look! And I think that's for all of them. Now, I did go to work for 12 hours, but that's crazy. We can get way more hyper experience. I mean, technically, to be honest with you, we don't need it anymore. But, that is crazy. Now we just need a lot more lapis. So, but now we also need to figure out how to make a squid farm. Also, I didn't realize this, but this is pushed back. So it's aggravating me. And yes, I did literally just make this entire room for this. So, but, yeah. So let's find out what's gonna happen new. Also, actually, before I go, this was created by this person. I thank you a lot because it ended up working in my favor. So thank you. Go subscribe to that person or do whatever you want. We shall go to the moon. All right. And just a little bit of filler here. I decided that I was going to actually do stuff off camera, but I just wanted to show the process of getting everything done. So we ended up making an andesite alloy farm, as well as that one down there will be the zinc farm. But I've used all my resources, so I need to go get more. So that's what we're going to be doing off screen. Not me doing it off screen. As well as making a symmetric wand, so we're gonna actually do some building on camera, not always do the schematic cannon. But look, Daisy got out. Also, Mr. Chicken got out. I mean, Mr. Dodo. I don't know where he's at. Oh, there goes an egg. Well, Jazz. Well, obviously, with the last bit of recording, I decided, because I was like, dang, we haven't actually got any Runic tablets, mainly because we would need those to upgrade this. Because everything else is scarab. I was searching through the void of the end. And I came over. Obviously, came over here. Grab that real quick. And I opened this chest, and there we go. So we have a Runic claymore. Ta-da! That's my first time picking any of these up. Whoa. So sadly, I think it has the same effect as the sword I had in the speedrun. So it's not really anything crazy. But it's still good. And we found a bunch of other stuff. And found Mjolnir. Wow. Oh, there's another chest. Ooh, nothing but ancient debris. Which is technically lime. So I think the big ones, like these, are definitely worth going into. Find a bunch of loot. So, get off me, nerds. I also realized I switched back to the twin blade mainly just because I didn't want to damage the runic sword. This is as far as what we got. We have a bunch of actually debris and 4 scraps and 1 netherite. So keep going. Also, we found gunpowder. You know, you don't really need a lot. Ooh, talk about perfect. The big one with a box. Go to that one. So, and I've just been going to piece to piece to piece to piece to piece. So, like I said, I'll show more. Alright, I know I just showed a little bit off. To be honest, I really don't know what this video is in regards to editing style, so this might be a confusing video. But this is obviously the tree farm. This is just a schematic you can look up. It definitely has its issues in regards to, you know, stuff on the outside. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, and once I fill it all in, it'll be a little bit better. I will have the top open. I think it looks cool. And technically, if I really want to, I can put glass up here, have that specific spot coved out, so only it can grow certain tall, which I think will solve this issue. But I did have an issue while doing this, because initially it was just the chest as you saw in the little video, whether that be a time lapse or not, that it was overfilling. So I thought, well, might as well make one of these. Then it fall down here. I had to raise this up a little bit, but then go in here, which thing goes into the storage, because respectfully, this actually gets a lot of wood. I don't know why I underestimate some people's stuff. Actually, I just didn't expect the saplings to go that fast, but they did. So now we have it automatically going down here, and this right here, which is part of the Dreams and Desires, which is a mod that I had already installed with Create, which allows you to literally just make those the creative purple things, just that it has an RPM limit. So I think I'm gonna start doing this more, and I'm actually just gonna integrate all that and with all the stuff, because respectfully, some of the wheel bearings for the energy systems are a little bit laggy. So the more we have of those, the better, because technically they don't do anything other than that little animation. But it's way better than a full thing of wool lagging up my world. So just wanted to show that off and show that, oh my goodness, we have so much. And we also decided to make the actual Runic tablet here, so I just wanted to show that on screen. Alright, people, I totally forgot how far in editing I've done, but like I said, today we're going to be doing this. So we are simply going to be letting the autocannon do it, because in reality it's just a bunch of glass. Also, I think we need cobblestone. So we will be doing a time lapse in this whole part, and before we end this video, we will be making possibly an enclosure for Snappy. Say possibly, I think we will be making an enclosure for Snappy. So luckily, this is nothing crazy. It's literally just the inside of this building, so it only has 4. This stuff is not needed. That's not needed. Maybe you do need that. And all the other stuff is already pretty much full. Any good? Alright, we're good. Alright, and as you can see, we are done. And you're probably wondering, who's that? Well, that's Phil 2.0, aka Phil Squared. Phil Squared. So I did find another Phil, which is not really that hard. I think he was literally the only one over there, just like Phil was. Perhaps he was part of Phil's family, but now he's Phil 2, or Phil Squared. But, as you can see, I have actually decorated the outside, as I mentioned I was gonna do. So it's pretty much identical to this part. I did add a few extra bits, mainly just because I didn't like how it looked far away. But I think it looks pretty snazzy. So if we fly around and go into this, we can see that everything looks pretty snazzy. I will eventually add more, leaves down here, but for the time being, I'm mainly just worried about the front. There we go. Making sure the front looked fine. Because when you walk through the park, walk through KFC, and then you walk over here and it's, whoa, this nice decor. Kind of being blocked by this, which is a normal thing, you know, in real life. You walk somewhere, you're like, oh, I can't wait to go to the next part. You don't see the next part until you actually walk closer. So we have the little coral area where the fish are. Then we have this area, which will be the terrarium and aquarium. And this is the inside. Now, a while ago, and I'm pretty sure you saw it when we were building the Hotel Potel, which is not the name at the moment, but it actually might be, I really don't know. I was doing this on my off time, just coming in here trying to figure out how are we going to do enclosures for both small creatures as well as some of the Alex mobs. I like how this looks, so I think this is exactly what we're going to do. Now, all these rooms will eventually change. They're not going to be identical, and today we'll be doing this enclosure for Mr. Snappy. So, let's actually start with his enclosure now, actually. So, I've already pre-prepped for this. So, actually, let me change this to the Silk Touch pick. And then we can start digging all this out. Now, I haven't planned the enclosure part out, but I do want to have it as close as possible to their natural habitat. So we found Snappy in the swamps. So today their goal is to have a swamp enclosure. Now that should be pretty easy because all you need to do is have a bunch of green and a bunch of water as well as some trees. So I feel like we can definitely do that in this enclosure here today. But first we need to make sure that this goes down by 1. Because we will be doing enclosure that is sunken a little bit, mainly just to get the water in. This also needs to change. We will switch this to spruce just to have it blend in a little bit better. And I'm just going to try to explain all my experiences here in regards to how we're going to handle this enclosure. Now, for the bottom, aka dirt, you need to do 2 things. 1, we can do coarse dirt, which kind of just looks like dirt. Or 3, we could do some terracotta, which I need to go get some terracotta. Alright, so we have black. This is black terracotta? What? That is not black terracotta. Like... Wow. That is black terracotta. It does not look black. Alright, whatever. Well, apparently that's black terracotta. So perhaps we can integrate this with some of the coarse dirt. Add little splotches. As well as some light. I guess this is white terracotta because it's not even close. Nope, that's brown. Okay. We'll do some brown. And have everything kind of mix in. And a little bit over here, a little bit over here. There we go. And then eventually we'll have the water. So we'll do the water in a second. Now we need to include the backdrop. So, like I said, he was found in a swamp. We will actually, I think for right now, we will raise this. So this will be a land area. And then this card over here will be also land. So we'll have, actually we'll do it this way. She's too much room. Perhaps this one. Do a small one in here. And then a small one in here. This one's too big. There you go. Actually, I think I like the fact that the back will be full. There we go. That looks a little better. So we have a little waterway over here. This is where the water will be. This is where if he wants to get on the land, he can. And the background. So, switch back to this. I do not believe. Yes, we can remove all this. Not affect anything in regards to the background. We can also remove this as well. We'll keep the sides tough block. Just so everything can be cohesive when it comes to all the other areas. And now, I think we should go with some moss. Which we need to go get some moss. Alright, so we got the moss blocks, so we can come back in here, and we also got some other blocks. So let's test out how the moss is going to look as the backdrop. I think this green will be nice. I do feel like we need to probably break it up with some other type of green. But we will see in a second. Alright, so look at it from this way. That's not that bad. I think what we could do is actually slowly add like it's infecting the side. Is this one sharing an enclosure? Oh, it's actually centered off too. So we can have it to where it looks like it's also spreading to the wall. And I think that will make it look a little bit better in the long run. Ooh, one right here. Some down here. And we'll actually get some tuff. And replace some of the back wall with it. Perfect, perfect. And then I think what another thing we could do, use some mossy cobblestone. Where's the chisel? Press mossy. Perfect. Organize inventory. There we go. So this will help, break up the monotony of all the colors roughly being the same. Hopefully these mossy stones don't spread all the cobblestone, because that would be very annoying. Shove it up there. Some right here. Here. Just use the rest. Shove this one right here, and we'll shove this one up here. Perfect. Now if we go over here. Alright, that looks way better. Now we will add leaves up top, and I think we'll have a vine, some invisible string. But right now, actually, do we have a bucket of water? We do. We have 2 buckets. Feel like it's safe. Grab some water from this. Perfect. We have 2 buckets. And shove them over here. Make an infinite water source. Perfect. Now we have... This is what the inside's gonna look like. Do I want to raise it up one more? I think I will. I think actually that'd be the strat. So let's do that. So you're on head level and you can actually see the creature. I think that's gonna be way better. So do that. Do that. That. For right now, let's close this one off. Round. And we don't need to raise that one, I forgot. Not what I meant to do. And we'll place that there. Do we have more coarse dirt? We do. Okay, it's over here. That in there. So we pick up the water. Water. More curse. Yeah. So just to have it more integrated. Now, water. Perfect. So now you can actually see the turtle swimming around. We have it at this level. I think that looks a little bit better. You can add these at this corner. Oh wait, we can't for gore. But we switch this one to this, that, Then we'll change this one, this, that. Then actually, we turn on particles, video settings, quality. Oh, there we go. So now it has an atmosphere everywhere. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, do we have any more bone meal? I think we used it all. Go get some more. Right. We're back. We could then actually make some of these. With this, we add this on top of that. We cannot. Okay. Well, to be honest, we only need one here. We can actually probably hide that right there. Perfect. We can then hide here. And we'll hide this over here. And some of these. This in there. We do need a leaf. And actually make this a little bit better. Have this going into the roof. This one going into the roof. Perfect, perfect, perfect. One actually go into the roof. And actually we can have a tree over here going into the roof. And I think what we can do is change some of these guys into leaves. So, I don't think that will hurt anything. It'll probably help everything look a little bit more organic. Perfect, actually. That looks amazing. Now, it is missing one thing. One, a lily pad. Two, actually it's missing three things. Two, some vines, which I know exactly where we can go find some vines at. And three, the most important thing of all, Snappy. Also, a little side tangent. Look! So, I've obviously decored a few things. One, I added this little stand. I've added a stand mod, which is also part of the thing, which I should be showing up on screen now. If you actually want to download the version of the Modpack that I am playing on, it is now updated on my Curse Forge Modpack, which is down in the description below. So, there's that. Now, I did add two mods after, so I do feel bad, which is a cosmetic mod. So now I have, and then the wood and elytra mod. And I mainly do this so I can actually just walk around without having all the armor on. Look like a weirdo. And also to change my elytra to look like it's made out of wings. Or like, you know, wood and all that stuff. So that's the main reason there. So nothing really game changing, you can add those yourself. But That being said, look at this. So this is the Runic sword we found. I ended up posing him myself over here, as well as Mjolnir, which I didn't realize until earlier, but he actually throws it like Mjolnir. So and then we have Lady, and Mr. Mansley 2.0, and then a safe, which costed a netherite. So it's just there for decoration. We're back to the meets and greets. So we're almost done. We just need to add a few things. One lily pad there, one lily pad there, and lily pads there, and lily pad there. Then add some leaves. You know, spice things up. Then we could do some vines, but I think we need... Alright, so this will fall and be fine. That will be fall and be fine. That will fall and be fine. Do that one. And that's pretty much it. I think this looks amazing. Oh, what the? Glass. We're missing some glass. So, now the most important thing is obviously to put Mr. Snappy in. Mr. Snappy, your room is ready for you, sir. Oh, he bit me. Also, he's covered in moss because it's been raining. So, we shove him in there. We can actually take the moss off him. We also took his name tag off him. There you go, Mr. Snappy. Ta-da! And there we go, people! That is Mr. Snappy's enclosure. Oh, look at him, he's chilling. Now, I think eventually I will get another snapping turtle and include him in this enclosure. But this looks amazing, people. This looks homey. So, when you come around the corner, obviously there'll be something in here. And bang! This looks awesome. I'm kind of glad I decided to raise it up. And I hope I inspire you as well. I don't know how long this video is going to go for. This actually might be it. Actually, no, I'm guaranteed that this is it. So I hope I inspire you to do stuff like this. Look at this, it's amazing. I know this is a Dinosaur Let's Play series, but like I said, we also want to incorporate the Alex mods. Incorporate the Alex mobs, because they're also cool. And there's nothing wrong with that. And eventually, they're going to have 3 Snappy Turtles in here. So Mr. Snappy will have a Mrs. Snappy, and then I will have them have a baby. So, there'll be 3 guys in here. So with that being said, like and subscribe for more content like this. Hope to see you in the future. Have a majestic day.